Now, the first thing I'm going to show to all of you is a small demonstration of what exactly we are talking about in today's video. This is a guide for how to find the Spirit Calling Bell and the Lone Wolf's Ashes. Now, this will spawn 3 Spirit Wolves, and as I'm about to show you, they're pretty nice companions to have. Yep, there they go. They will attack enemies all day long. You can spawn them once per area or boss fight, and they're pretty useful. Now, I noticed that a lot of guides did talk about how exactly you could get these wolves and this bell, but there's a bit of a problem. If you're too far in the game already, the guides don't really work. So we're going to talk about this from the perspective of a beginner, and we're going to go ahead and discuss the entire thing. So let's go ahead and teleport somewhere more centralized that's pretty familiar with beginning players. Let's go ahead and let's go down here, the first area of the game. Now, one thing that is worth noting here is that in order to activate the NPC that will give you this item, the Spirit Calling Bell, you will need to have access already to Torrent. In other words, you will have already spoken to Melina, who gives you the horse, or horse-goat thing. But anyway, this is the main starting area, an area that is very familiar to beginners in the game. Over there is the Church of Ella. So what you're going to have to do to get Torrent first is activate a number of sites of grace. And you're going to want to avoid this guy over here because he is a little rough. And this is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Activating sites of grace is something that is very easy to do in the game, and pretty early on you will find a lot of them. So you can go ahead and sneak around this guy, and you're going to make your way to the Church of Ella. That is right here on the map, as you can see. It's right in this part of Limgrave, right here. So being sure to continue avoiding this knight. Let's go ahead and keep sneaking around until we get into the church. There aren't too many enemies in this area, so it's a pretty safe area for beginners as well. Especially if you're new to Soulsborne games or you're feeling apprehensive about the overall difficulty. This is definitely something that will help you out, as it distracts a lot of enemies and is very useful for bosses. Let's continue this way. Let's sneak in the back part of the church. Now we're in the Church of Ella. You'll notice in front of me, there's a merchant. And over here to the right, that's what we're interested in. We're interested in this ledge right here. Now come nighttime, a witch named Renna will spawn here, and she will sit on the ledge. So of course there is a site of grace, or as I like to call them, and many people like to call them, bonfires, right here. And you can rest at this site of grace. Then what you'll do, pardon me, this crazy guy's running around, you'll go to pastime, and you'll go to until nightfall. Now, if you're early enough in the game, you should be able to stand up here and look to your right, and after waiting until nighttime itself, not just nightfall, but a little later on, the witch Renna will spawn. The merchant will go to sleep, and he'll no longer be here. Generally, when he goes to sleep, that's when the witch will spawn. You can also leave this site either by foot and fast travel back at night if the witch hasn't spawned yet. This is something that has given people some difficulty. So if you're early in the game and you can't find the witch, don't worry about it too much. It's something that, again, people have had some issues with sometimes, but it still works pretty reliably. Anyway, you can wait until nighttime, and then the witch will show up. And the witch will gift you... Whoops, that's item crafting. The witch will gift you the Lone Wolf Ashes, which summons 3 Lone Wolf spirits, and the witch will also give you this item right here, the Spirit Calling Bell. It's a bell that summons various spirits from ashen items. Now, to use the spirits, once you acquire them, you will equip them in one of these slots. You can hit Y, and you can switch what is equipped in that spot. And then you hit the activation button. In my case, it is Y. And you'll tap left on the D-pad to use the spirits once you've acquired them and equipped them. Now, you can only use them in certain areas. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate that right now, just so all of you have a good understanding of how to use this item. It's not as self-explanatory as some people might think, so I do like to explain these things. Now, we're in front of the gate front area right here. And to use these ashes, you're going to essentially wait until you see the icon on the left of the screen. That indicates that you can summon the ashes that you have equipped. You can summon them once, and the same thing goes for boss fights. But what if you can't find the witch? Let's talk about that. If the witch is nowhere to be found, then you're probably too far in the game already to access this NPC in that area at the Church of Ella on the ledge. However, that doesn't mean, and if you leave the area, the wolves disappear. Anyway, that doesn't mean that you can't get these ashes or the Spirit Summoning Bell. This game is actually pretty forgiving with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom out. Now, because you've already met Melina, you'll be able to travel over here to the Table of Lost Grace. We'll fast travel there now. And there will be, if I could talk, an NPC selling the item in this area over here. So we'll go ahead and walk this way, or we'll run because we want to speed it up a little. Now what you're going to do is go into this room, make your way over here to the right, go all the way back, where you'll meet this merchant here. These are the Twin Maiden Husks, and you can buy things from them, or you can offer a bell bearing, not a bell blessing, anyway. You can purchase. There are a number of items you can buy. We have the Lone Wolf Ashes right here for 500 runes, or souls, some people call them. And then the Spirit Calling Bell for 100 runes. That's a 600 rune purchase overall. And these items are available here in case you happened to miss the Witch Renna. I know that again, some people were having problems with that and were unable to find the item. I actually had that experience myself when I first started the game. I wasn't really worried about summons until I started fighting Margit, or Margit, however you want to say that. And I decided that I wanted a little bit of help. So after deciding that I wanted that, I tried to visit the Church of Ella, because again, that's the primary location where you will find the witch, which again is right here. Very easy to find location. Watch out for that knight. And I was not able to get the witch to spawn. I made it too far. So I visited this site. I was able to buy the Summoning Bell and also the Wolf Ashes. Now, just as a quick bonus, and I want to show you guys this. I do think it's something that's worth noting. If you're in this area right here, you can also make your way over here to the area where the smith is. And you'll notice that there's an NPC over here. This NPC, Roderica, the Spirit Tuner, will allow you to tune your ashes once you have the right equipment. But she doesn't start here. You'll have to meet her out in the wild, and then she'll spawn to the location where we are, and then you'll have to talk to Hugh to convince Hugh to essentially take her under his wing, I suppose. And then she'll end up over here. She will give you, once you've done all of this, and now of course I can't find them. Let's do it this way. She will give you the Spirit Jellyfish Ashes, which are also pretty fun. It's one jellyfish, but it's still very useful. A lot of people consider that jellyfish to be the most fun summon in the game, aside from, I would say, the Mimic. Anyway, with that said, that should complete this guide pretty effectively. Again, it's really pretty straightforward. But I know for a lot of players that maybe couldn't find the item, or couldn't find Renna, they were a little worried, a little frustrated, that they wouldn't be able to actually get the item. So let's go back to the regular world right here. And again, if you're a new player, activate these Sites of Grace right here. That should be enough to unlock Torrent and get a visit from Melina. And then you should be pretty much good to go. Let's go back here, just for a second. I want to make this as detailed as I possibly can. This is where the witch will be at nighttime. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your time in Elden Ring, Tarnished. And until next time, stay tuned for more guides. Drop the video a like if it helped you out. Subscribe for more videos like this. And until next time, goodbye.